How's everybody doing out there in Falcon Land? This is Dwayne Fulton. You're on the Coach Harrison Basketball Lady Falcons show. We're here with Coach Harrison, and we have a special guest, ladies and gentlemen. We have senior captain, Miss Zaria Jenkins. Coach, that was a big win last Friday. Went to double overtime. Let's talk about that game because for a minute, they tried to stay in the game. Then y'all came on and
Well, we were off 10 days, and anytime you are off 10 days, then you come out a little sluggish. And I think those before halftime, we were really sluggish.
Right.
Really trying to get to know them. We didn't have any film on them that we can see exactly what they were doing out there. So we had to make the adjustments. But basketball is all about the adjustments. So we went in at halftime, made some adjustment, came out, went into a man-to-man. Created some easy baskets for us and made it a little bit more difficult for them to score. Number 33 was giving us some fits at the beginning of the game. 24 started to shoot the ball a little bit. So once we got them quieted down, then we began to play our ball game.
right. I noticed before the game you had a glow about yourself and you was real happy and everything because you had your new assistant coach sitting on the bench. And as for most of y'all out there who don't know, Coach Harrison's son, who was on the coaching staff last year, he joined the Air Force and he was back and he was over on the bench. So kind of let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, I think you're as good as your assistants are.
Right.
Cole has a really good eye for the game. A lot of things that I can't see sometimes, he sees it from a different light. He was making some adjustments on the sidelines as well, especially when we started to press as to what we needed to do and things like that. Most of the time, Coach Priscilla is watching the post players to see what they're doing, and I got to watch the whole scope of the game. And Cole is watching the guards most of the time. So we got somebody watching some pieces of the thing all the time.
Right.
And that's what he brings back to the game now, that I can kind of just watch the whole scope of the thing, and then he watches my guards to see what they're doing out there.
Okay. Sitting next to Coach over on the left is Miss Zaria Jenkins. I kind of want you to kind of give us a brief. You've had this young lady in your Falcons program for years. Kind of give us where she was and where she is right now.
Zaria has really improved on her game, and we're excited about that. I mean, she's averaging 20-plus points a game. And so anytime we know when we go out there on the floor what we're going to get from the Quiet Storm, I'm always mad at Zaria. She can never do enough, whatever. And I know sometimes I fuss at her more than I fuss at anybody else on the floor. My expectations is so great. But her game skill has really improved. Last year, she was a predominantly on the block, back to the basket kind of player. But now, she can play my 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Right.
She normally doesn't come out the ball game because most of the time we need her in there. Sometimes, for the leadership, I know she's tired. A lot of times I say, how you feel? And she's like, I'm good, Coach, I'm good. And sometimes I know she's tired.
Right.
So, but she just got to go. This time of the year, you got to put your best players on the floor. And if we can keep her out there, then that's a great thing. She knows what we expect out there. She works really hard, doing practice to make sure we're getting things done that we need to. And then they listen to her.
Okay.
And, at the end of the game Friday night, I was fussing, and they was like, well, Coach, Zaria walked us through it, what we were supposed to be doing. The girl just made a big shot.
Right.
It wasn't that the shot wasn't contested. It wasn't that Zaria didn't do what she was supposed to do by telling them what was finna happen, because she did that. So she's my leader out there on the floor.
All right. Ms. Jenkins, we just like to ask you a couple questions here. This is your senior year. Is it fun, business? How would you determine your senior year? Business. As you know, they're on a 7-game winning streak. And your leadership, like Coach said, has really been very important because you have a bunch of young players on the team, too. Let's talk about your other teammates. Who on the floor is your favorite teammate out of the starting 5? We're going to put you on the spot here.
Everybody.
Everybody? Okay, that's the best thing to say, especially if you want the ball. Now, you've been with Coach longer than you and the other seniors been with Coach. Let's kind of talk about your dreams. What do you want to do after leaving high school? What are some of your dreams, hopes, and aspirations? What you plan on doing?
I want to go play basketball in college and study in the field of sports medicine.
Okay, that's great. And for some of y'all out there, you probably don't know, Miss Jenkins was the homecoming queen. We got to throw that in there. She was the homecoming queen. And she's a captain, so she's having a great senior year. Now, for all you fans out there, you're going to be playing tonight.
Yeah, we're playing
South
tonight
Panola.
in South
Right.
Panola. And then also, if any of the students are watching, we didn't have a great turnout on Friday night. We really need you guys to come out and support us. And also the people, the fans that in the community, if you would come out and support us, because the money that we make go to our program as to some of the things that we can get and to build our program as well. I am talking to central office and also to our athletic director about tickets and how we can get people in those seats, because these games that's coming up, home court advantage means a lot to us to have that support in the stands like we have. So if you would, take a little time out to come out and support the Lady Falcons and Falcons.
All right. We got a quick question for Zaria. A lot of folks out there that just see Coach Harrison in class on the sideline. Give us something we don't know about Coach Harrison.
She likes shrimp.
She likes shrimp. Now, let me ask you this. I know y'all be listening to the music and dancing in the locker room. Now, you've been with her the longest. Coach, don't put your head down.
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10,
shrimp.
what would you rate Coach Harrison's dancing skills? 1 to 10. Now, keep in mind, she a little old school. She can't do all that stuff, or can she?
0 point.
You heard it first, Coach. You heard it first right here. She said 0. Is that she won't dance, or?
She can't.
Okay. Uh-oh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we had this on tape. As you see, Coach Harrison's laughing along with that. But,
I can't dance. I have no rhythm. I swear I don't. So, I mean, it ain't no secret.
Okay, I tell you what. You win that gold ball this year, I want to see you in the middle of the floor dancing. Make up something.
I will. I'll dance then when Zaria bring it home to me. So.
Okay, we got that covered. Coach, let's talk about after we play. This is a makeup game where we're going to South Panola. When is the next home game?
Next home game will be Tuesday night against Tupelo. Tupelo is ranked number 5 in the state. And they have a really good program. They're being led by the /post guard position who's already signed early. And it's going to be a challenge for us. But I feel like we'll come out and be victorious on next Tuesday night.
Okay. Periodically, we're going to have different players. Like, we look to talk to all the seniors at one time or another, bring them in on the show, because we're going to have most of the year. And like Coach say, let's get out there and support the Lady Falcons, because sometimes more people in the gym, fans, that kind of puts the team over the top there. Coach, what are you expecting out of your team? We're on a 7-game winning streak. I know you expect them to keep on playing hard and winning, but what are some of the things, the dudes, on a scale of 1 to 10, where's your team at now going into the district and the regionals? Where would you rank your team right now?
I would say about an 8. And right now I feel like we're doing so many things right. We finished out a ball game that on last year we probably wouldn't been able to win. But this group of girls, they just keep on believing. And we getting a great leadership from our sophomore guard, which is Hannah White, who's been able to step up and hit some big shots. And we also have our post players that they don't get enough credit. I swear they don't. You got Kennedy Stevens that comes out and is asked to guard most of the time the best post player that's out there. And her books don't reflect that. Like, she didn't have a lot of points, but she get done, but she stopped them from scoring. And so that's very important to us. And then you got Tori Ware that plays extremely well for us. And and Kaylin Wilson, she comes in and not comes in, but she plays a lot. She hardly ever comes out of the ball game, and she does a really good job out there for me. I can count on her. I know that what we're going to get once we get out there. So, it's just an exciting year. And to know that we can finish the ball game, not once on Friday night going into the double overtime, not once that they dropped ahead. And like Zaria said in the newspaper, it was a little scary, but it was fun. I mean, you live for those games like that where you know that no matter what happens out there, I still have a chance to win the ball game. And I feel like this, and, I feel like if I have Zaria Jenkins on the floor late in the ball game, I think that anything is possible. I have a really good chance of winning that ball game. That's why I get very mad at her when she fouls out of the ball game. Ain't that right, Zaria?
Because we need her on the floor.
We need her on the floor at all time. And not so much of her scoring, but because of all the other stuff that she does to the game. She quiets Hannah down a lot. Because Hannah's that little sophomore guard. She just get rattled sometime. And then, Zaria will go and say something to her and, pick a little spirits up. And she comes back and stick to 3-4. So,
Ms. Jenkins, what is your strong point of your game? If we had to talk about the strongest point of your game, what is this? Your defense, your offense, or just your overall leadership? What do you pride your strength on when you're on the court?
Well, my defense. No, not my defense. Not my defense.
Okay, all right.
Not that.
Right.
My offense and
Okay.
my leadership.
Okay, and rebounding. I noticed you're awesome on the boards as far as rebounding, and then also you can rebound the ball and take it down the court yourself.
Right.
I tell you what, we're gonna be wrapping the show up because they're gonna be leaving in a little while, head to South Panola to do that makeup game. Make sure everybody gets out there. Zaria, we just want you, because this is going to be posted on Facebook, the Falcon page. And if there's anybody out there you want to give shout outs to, go right ahead. You got a minute to say who you want to speak to.
Shout out to my team.
There you go.
Love you guys.
There you go. All right. Hey, this is Dwayne Fulton. We're finishing up the show. We want to thank you, Coach, and we'll see y'all next week. Make sure you support the Lady Falcons. We're out.